What's happening, everyone? Scotty Combat here, your favorite obscure Mortal Kombat channel. And today we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat's future downloadable guest characters. That is, if we're going to have any left. However, there is some talk in the community. So an interview just happened with the actor in the Terrorizer movie franchise, David Howard Thornton. I think I'm saying that right. David Howard Thornton. David, the actor for Art the Clown, was in an interview and they asked him if he would like to be in the Dead by Daylight series. For those of you unfamiliar with Dead by Daylight, it's a horror survival multiplayer game. It's a really fun game. In the background here is Nemesis from Resident Evil. The game brings in a lot of characters from other franchises. And what was interesting about this interview with David Howard Thornton was they asked him if he would like to be a part of this game, which other very popular characters are in as well. It really is cool because David said in this moment that he's not too familiar with Art's likeness being put in other video games right now, but if there's one game they could put Art in that he would love to see, it would very much be Mortal Kombat 1. And that's what I really love about this, is he specifically said he wants to be in Mortal Kombat 1. Now, even if he would have said he wants to be in Mortal Kombat, that's cool. That's great. This is a fun topic for me because I'm a fan of horror myself. I think horror and Mortal Kombat go together like peanut butter and jelly. And that's no offense to the people that are big fans of the guest characters in Combat Pack 1, but for me, that was one of the most forgettable or unenthusiastic combat packs I've ever experienced in Mortal Kombat. I want to shift this conversation now to the possible characters in Mortal Kombat 1 and characters personally I would like to see in Mortal Kombat 1. Look, I know this picture's dark as hell, but this is so good. Mortal Kombat X is still the best Mortal Kombat game when it comes to guest characters. Even the characters that aren't guests, like Tremor and Tanya, look how awesome they looked back then. Now, as far as likelihood of some of these characters coming to Mortal Kombat 1, I'll start with the list now that as far as guest characters, I think Chucky is probably the highest one up there. I'm so glad we can have this conversation. I remember reporting on Ghostface about him coming to Mortal Kombat before it was confirmed, and so many people complaining about Ghostface coming to Mortal Kombat. Ghostface doesn't make sense to be in a Mortal Kombat game, and he doesn't have any powers. And I'm not the biggest Ghostface fan, but I was really excited to see him come in the game to break up some of the other guest characters that we had got. I think he turned out to be a great character. Now, I don't really play him, I usually stick to my mains, but seeing Ghostface on the game, I really like his quips and his appearance. And with that being said, I think Chucky would fit well into Mortal Kombat. I don't think he's like one of the best guest characters you can get in there, but I think he's absolutely one that you do need if we're going to get all the icons in. With that being said, I think it's a no-brainer for me to share that Michael Myers would also make a great fit for Mortal Kombat and is a must if you're going to put these characters in Mortal Kombat. That is, if we're going to have the family of horror characters as guest characters in Mortal Kombat, we already have an amazing roster, and now we have Ghostface 2, add Michael Myers in there, add Chucky in there, we're getting almost all the horror icons. Again, I really only have good things to say about Ghostface, and there was so much concern there before he made it to the game that he's just a person with a knife. How can he really stack up with the other characters on the roster, right? And I say no matter what your thoughts are on NRS, whether it's concerning the story or the characters' designs, one thing they really do well that I think universally can be agreed on, no, I can't say that. So many people hate the Cameo system. I was going to say one thing most people can agree on is the delivery of fighting mechanics in a Mortal Kombat game. I know people that are watching this that don't like cameos are like, this guy is so wrong. These opinions are trash. I can't stand this guy. I'm going to watch someone else. I'll save that one for myself. I'll say that Mortal Kombat always delivers, and it really doesn't let me down when it comes to fighting styles in the games. That is, the gameplay mechanics at the meat of the game, the way characters play. I think they're all fun for their own individual reasons. I'm not sure how many of you remember this or check out Ed Boon's Twitter account, but this picture was shared on there where it was a sketch of horror guest characters. Well, this is a sketch. Ed Boon shared this sketch of horror characters with green check marks on the characters that have been in Mortal Kombat and then question marks on characters that haven't made it yet, alluding to the possibility of them being in the game. If you look at the picture beside me, I pulled it up further so you could see this was right before Ghostface was released, by the way. We have Ghostface, Chucky, Jigsaw, Pinhead, and Michael Myers. These are the characters that haven't made it to Mortal Kombat yet that Ed Boon is obviously aware of because he shared this, and then he checkmarked the characters that have been in the game. So let's do a little recap real quick. The creator of Chucky wants Chucky to be in Mortal Kombat. Art the Clown from Terrifier, the actor of Art, wants his character to be in Mortal Kombat 1. It's really cool to have these horror influencers and wanting their work to be in Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna die on this hill that horror characters are the best guest characters for a Mortal Kombat game. Even Mortal Kombat 1, as much as a cleaned up space space this is, with a new vision. It's Liu Kang's dreamland. We somehow got these Injustice-style combat pack characters. I know they're raunchy, but still the appeal just doesn't really sit as good with the Mortal Kombat roster for me as I think other characters could. Thinking of guest characters in other franchises, one that I would really like to see in Mortal Kombat would be Nemesis. I think he'd be a fun opponent. I really do like the Resident Evil series, so even getting someone like Leon in there would be really cool. I think he'd be a little more plain Jane when you compare him to the rest of the cast, but if you see how he fights in like the animated movies, I think it would work out. I'd really like to see Raziel in there from Soul Reaver. It's a PlayStation 1 game, and it's not one that really went to AAA, so I could see how many people probably don't know who this character is, but I think he's really cool, and I think he would fit the atmosphere of what Mortal Kombat is. Another personal request for me would definitely be Doomslayer. Not only did I really enjoy Doom growing up, but I think the character is very fitting for the Mortal Kombat atmosphere as well. We're going way back with this, but this is an icon. Doom really did set up so much for the future in gaming. Also, the timing would be really good too because Doom Dark Ages is set to come out, but nonetheless it'd be a little dream come true to see Doomslayer versus Shao Kahn. And with how clean Mortal Kombat 1 is, and they made Ghostface work, I could definitely see really any character work in this game. So whether MK1 or a future Mortal Kombat title, I really want to see Doomslayer at some point. I started falling off in the later seasons of The Walking Dead. I did finish it, by the way. I watched every episode, but I still think Negan would be a great character. I really enjoyed the Negan arc. I would say we can all get pretty imaginative with what Negan can do with Lucille in a fatality or brutality. I don't know who modded this. I just stumbled across this. I know this is off topic, but somebody made Frost in the Resident Evil 2 remake as a mod. I just love seeing that. Now, as far as a DLC character, I would love to see Chameleon in Mortal Kombat 1, that is the male Chameleon, but I feel like that's pretty unlikely just because we have Floyd now, who already is the character that took all the ninjas' moves, which is what Chameleon was known for, unless they actually make an original Chameleon, which would be really cool, because then truly we could get all the ninjas in the game, even if they make him a cameo. The reason I thought of this is because I was thinking of Chucky as a DLC character, and I think Chucky would be most fitting as a cameo character, and it got me thinking of cameo characters. If we don't see Chameleon in MK1, it is what it is. I don't have my hopes up high for it, but I really would love to see it, because if they do bring Chucky to MK1, I really would rather see him as a cameo and be like the small Chucky doll, rather than like a grown-up version of Chucky. I don't want to see that. If they could get Diablo in there as a guest character, that would be amazing. Whether a main character or a cameo, I don't care. Just seeing Diablo in a Mortal Kombat game would pull my heart out. That would be so cool. Now, I prefer the older Diablo games like Diablo 1 and 2. I really love Diablo 2 Resurrected. They did a fantastic job. As much as I love Diablo, if they chose to put Lilith in there instead of Diablo, I'd still be happy. And with that said, you could throw any character from the Diablo franchise into Mortal Kombat and I would be happy. Like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. Yesterday's video, I also talked about how I defeated Floyd and shared the new Floyd tracker. As we get closer to 3,000 subscribers, when we hit it, I think we'll do a live tournament. And with that said, I'm live usually every night. I plan on going live tonight to come hang out, play some friendly matches with me, talk Mortal Kombat, and I will see you all live and or in the next video. Much love, everyone. Take care.